Greetings, good people. Today we're going to talk about a very important aspect of the divine masculine, and that is archetypes. Archetypes were sort of explored and discovered by Carl Jung, who was a psychologist in the early 20th century, who did a lot of work with spirit science. He broke off from Freud and did a lot of work with the unconscious, the subconscious, and indigenous people and how they viewed the universe, how they viewed the masculine and the feminine. So Jung was a sort of a mystic in his way. And anyway, he sort of put forth this idea of archetypes that the male, in our case, embodied throughout history and throughout the psyche of mankind being the broader species. And basically, he lays a foundation for 6 archetypes that we see. And those archetypes can be understood by using the symbols of the masculine and the feminine and overlaying them on top of one another to give us the 6-point star. We've seen it before, Judaism, etc. But really, in the end, it's a symbol of balance. It's a symbol of balanced masculine and feminine. And although it has many esoteric meanings and whatnot, we're just going to deal with the 6 points that represent the divine masculine. Elementally speaking, which is where we're going with this, is the divine masculine, for the most part, embodies the element of fire, okay? That doesn't mean that fire is the only element, but fire is the dominant element. What is fire? It has nothing to do so much with heat in this case, but it has to do with direction, okay? Aggression, forwardness, sort of these male traits that sometimes we see are out of balance, of course, but the direction, the behavior of fire is very much an embodiment of the male archetype. So we also see, though, that we can balance out these dimensions with water in the south and air in the east and earth, okay? Giving us the 4 major elements there. Now, what's important to understand when we come back to archetypes is that each of these elements embody an archetype, a male archetype, and a male archetype that you might identify with. In fact, we usually identify with 2 of these throughout our life. Let's begin with water. Water is the shaman, okay? The healer, the yogi, the doctor, all right? The priest. This type of embodiment. The first fire that we get to is the merchant. Okay, the merchant is the one who sells, trades, deals with the economy, tries to acquire possessions and maybe redistribute or acquire more in their way. And none of these archetypes are really associated with good or bad. Okay, it's not about good or bad. There's no ethical or moral component here at the level we're talking about. So it's just a matter of energy. It's a matter of male energy and elemental energy. Air is the joker. All right, the joker is the character. You know, maybe the funny the comedian, the spontaneous one. The one who you can't really predict their actions. Maybe they're here, maybe they're there. Maybe the joker could be embodied by someone who's not really somebody you could trust either. You know, they're always playing games or playing tricks. The clown, you know, that type of thing. Another fire, when we come around to it, is the north, which is the warrior. Okay. Again, not good or bad. The peaceful warrior is someone who's prepared for battle and not really consumed with aggression. And then you have warriors who are more aggressive and dominant and maybe even violent, harsh, cold, ruthless. But the warrior is an embodiment of the male archetype who is ready for battle and is in a state of awareness of battle and awareness of conflict and awareness of preparation and preparation for that conflict. Okay, and of course the warrior has a very complicated archetype. Moving back to earth is the king. The king embodies the one who is stable, grounded, doesn't move around a lot, at home, 5, 10 kids running around, big family. The king doesn't move much. He's stable. He provides stability. This is, sometimes embodied by a leader of many types and in many different realms, but, it has that quality of being stable and offering security and offering leadership. The final archetype, the final fire archetype is the artisan. And the artisan is the artist, okay? The dancer, even in this case, it could be kind of a sports element today, or the writer, the one who expresses themselves, the singer, okay? Any form of art. So these are the 6 male archetypes. These are their matching elements. And ironically, it's not about being one archetype all of your life, or being one type. Usually they find that these two, because of the masculine and feminine sides, embody that we embody 2 of them throughout our lives for the most part, and we also evolve and involve at the same time, which means we change. So one could replace another. You could be a joker merchant and then have an experience that changes you, or just change over time, and then you're a warrior merchant. Okay, these go in a certain order, but yet they don't. Okay, as far as the development of consciousness, and that's a whole nother story. But for now, do some reflection on your own life, your own actions. What type of energy do you embody when it comes to these elements, when it comes to these archetypes, and which are the 2 maybe that you identify with in your divine masculinity? All right, hope you enjoyed the lesson today, everybody. Peace to Ashe. See you next time.